So you're thinking about getting into scuba diving? That's awesome. But before you take the plunge, here are 5 things you should know. Let's see them together. You're about to leave for a dream destination and you would like to try scuba diving for the very first time. Or maybe you're just in a mood for some new adventures. It doesn't really matter why and where you would like to try scuba diving. I can promise you, you won't regret this. So go for it. But before you pack your fins and strap on that mask, let's see some essential things that you should know before your first dive. First things first, you should be fit. I'm not saying that you need to be an Olympic swimmer or that you need to be able to run a marathon. But before taking your very first dive, every dive shop will ask you to fill out a medical statement. And if you find a dive shop that doesn't require you to do that, well, yeah, maybe don't go dive there. Some conditions like asthma or epilepsy, as well as certain prescription medication, would make scuba diving a really dangerous way to spend your holidays. A really good idea would be paying a visit to your doctor, asking them to perform a medical examination for scuba divers. Bring that piece of paper with you to the dive shop. I would like to point out that the medical examination by a professional is not mandatory if you're just planning to do one dive, like on holiday, like that. But I strongly recommend to do it anyways to make sure you're in good health and you don't suffer from conditions that maybe you don't even know about or that would just manifest underwater. Like, you don't want this to happen. If you want to get certified and go through a whole training, that piece of paper will also come in handy, as a reputable dive shop would ask you to have it before starting a serious certification. By the way, this is also a matter of insurance for you in case of any accidents. Next up, let's talk about gear. And oh boy, there's a whole lot of it. From regulators to masks to tanks, it's like gearing up for a mission to Mars. And let's not forget about the infamous wetsuit struggle. Good luck trying to wiggle your way in one of those without looking like a beach seal. Luckily, every dive center will give you the chance to rent the whole equipment. So you actually don't need to buy anything. You can just show up in your swimsuit and let them take care of you. However, if you already have your own mask and fins, it could be a good idea to bring them with you. And this is not only for cost reasons. Having your own mask is always a good idea, as it needs to fit well to your own face shape and you don't want to risk any leaks from the sides while you're diving. If you don't know if your mask is good for scuba diving, or you don't know how to choose your very first scuba mask, make sure to check out this video. The most important rule when scuba diving is to never ever hold your breath. And I'm serious. Like, I know it sounds like a little detail, but if you wanna do a second dive, you have to keep breathing, like in all senses. Holding your breath even for a few seconds, especially when ascending, can cause your lungs to expand and eventually explode due to the change of pressure. And the worst part is you don't even feel them breaking. You cannot feel the pain in your lungs as they're not innervated. So you also won't be able to tell if your lungs are getting stretched. That's why holding your breath is so dangerous. So no matter what happens, always breathe. Always remember to breathe and rather exhale more than you inhale when resurfacing. How do I know what I should do or how things work underwater? Don't panic, don't worry. You will get a whole briefing explaining how to behave and what you will be doing. And no, you won't go down to 50 meters on your first dive, you don't need to fight any shark, and you won't go looking for Atlantis. So don't worry, you're not gonna do something out of your comfort zone and you'll gradually start. And remember, you're always allowed to say no if something is out of your comfort zone. Just don't do it. Scuba diving is safe and fun. And all you need to do is pay attention to those boring safety briefings and follow the rules like your life depends on it, because yeah, well, it kinda does. And speaking of rules, let's not forget about marine life. Sure, those colorful fish and majestic sea turtles may look cute and cuddly, but some of them have pretty mean bites. So don't go poking the pufferfish or challenging the octopus to a staring contest. The most important thing to remember is, independently if the fish or the coral is venomous or not, that's not our backyard. That's the ocean, it's their house, not yours. We're visitors and we need to respect the environment. So try to never touch anything, like not even the bottom. You don't need to sit, you don't need to kneel on the bottom. You have flippers, so just swim. Last but not least, be prepared to be amazed. You'll be rewarded with the most breathtaking sights and surreal experiences. Trust me, there's nothing quite like the feeling of just weightlessly gliding through the underwater wonderland. If you want to meet a whole community of divers all around the world, don't forget to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and on TikTok.